Bye. Is it? I think it's my noise gate. I think it might be my noise gate. So if the mic's not like directly in front of me, it's just not gonna pick me up. Is my audio okay though? See, now you can hear my fan. You hear me now? Finally. I don't know what it is. I'm not quite sure. I think it's just my noise gate. I think I'm like not talking loud or louder than usual. I don't know. No, I don't. Wait, what? No, I don't what? Me confused? Yes. Your fan is fine? Oh, okay. Oh no. There's no food? Watch you play till it starts. Oh jeez. Oh man. There's no food blasphemy. Of course Joe agrees with that. Of course you do.
Deathmatch.
Oop.
Warm up.
I'm just playing with like different guns and whatnot right now today. Just practicing really. Oh, I couldn't turn around. I don't think this is a good gun, honestly. If you must fall, then fall near me? That's a little weird. I turned on the agent's voice lines like everyone's been wanting me to, so you guys can hear them now. I really want... Are you 8 what?
Be at peace.
Dominating.
Return to dust. Opponent killed.
No!
Enemy down.
No! Ugh. Oh my god. She scared the shit out of me. Why'd she do that? I sprayed so hard. No! Why?
Eliminate.
No, I shot too low. He was too high. Oh. I really don't like this map for this mode. Like, I feel like no matter where I go, I'll get shot from behind. I guess that's like the game, right? But no, why? There's a lot of shooting over here. Oh! Pickles got me, not the pickles. I'm shooting way too low. Not winning these.
One dead.
Alright, Lyric, I need a shower and stuff. The pickle got you. The high-pitched why? What?
You fought well.
Darn. Pickles is just so good. I got pickles back. Pickles, bye pickles. Why?
Have a
Thank
lovely
you for the
lurk.
lyric, Lando. Appreciate it. He's so fast. I have 14 kills though, it's not that bad. Yeah. I'm like a little hesitant in this map.
Omen kill.
Oh, thank you for the head pats. You're missing though. You're missing.
Have
There
a
was
lovely
too many
lurk.
people. Thank you for the lurk, Joe. Appreciate it. There was too many people. I'm scared. Bro. I didn't know how to correct that. I need to stop spraying. I'm just scared.
Satisfying.
I'm doing give me a chance to turn around. Oh fuck. I'm shooting way too low and I'm panic shooting and everything, all of the above. I feel like today would be a good Phantom day then. If I'm gonna play like that. What's up, cutie cute? How are you doing? Welcome in.
Rest.
I wanted to use that to reload. What the hell? Behind me? I'm good. How are you? How are you, Kimchi? I'm doing well. Oh, I lost that. Oh, it's so bad. How does he know I'm there? How do you just pop out and shoot at me? What the fuck? No. Oh, scary. That was way calmer earlier. Nose. Damn.
10 kills remaining.
I didn't even hit her once, bro.
Dominating.
What do you got planned today, cutie? Bro, I'm so mad.
5 kills remaining.
Bro, I can't get any shots off.
One kill remaining.
Oh. At least I got 19. I wanted 20 though. No, he killed me. Probably stay home and play games. What are you playing today? Let me see. What you gonna play today? I'm just playing around for a while, and then I'm probably going to stream Overwatch later at 3. So I'm probably gonna, it's gonna be like a super short stream for Valorant right now, and then we're gonna head into Overwatch later tonight.
Match found.
Later tonight we'll probably, or like later in the afternoon, that is, after lunch. Okay, yeah. We have quite a few people that are gonna play Overwatch with us today, but I think it'll be really fun.
Everyone is afraid of something.
So, yes. I'm excited. Tomorrow we're gonna play the Outlast Trials. Yeah. Yeah. I hope you have fun too. Are you gonna stream today? I'm sorry, let me go ahead and give some shout outs out. My bad. What's up, Sin? How you
Mercy, we
doing?
love Coma.
You love what?
I'm not sure if I love Comas, you feel me? You know,
I'm grabbing him.
Now
I don't know how to pick him up though.
Shift puts them in the air.
Wait, what?
Hold the bumper.
I remember those chaotic ass streams. Sin, what are you doing today? You'll probably stream later.
Meow, how you know?
Oh my god,
Mika?
can you guys hear my fan?
Oh, he came to my stream one day, yeah. Oh no, Jack.
You're dog sitting. That sounds fun.
Spike, if we can.
I don't know if I can.
Let's
They're
see this
all
play.
here.
Enemy remaining.
Let's
Nice.
fucking go.
That's pretty.
It is pretty. It's got a little octopus on it. Woo!
Woo!
Hey,
I hate this map.
important.
Oh fuck, nobody picked up the spike. Okay. Sure. I haven't seen you on Val in a while, Sin. What is happening? Get back on.
Good attempt. Reloading. Reloading. I'll find you. Reloading.
Guys, I got you. You need to
For you.
Y'all want to rotate or no? Y'all want to push?
Let's
Oh,
go for this.
same.
Can you rotate?
Enemy spotted.
Yo, he's behind us!
Return to death.
Omen!
55 on KJ and Omen's pushing
I was
from behind y'all.
reloading.
It's okay. They're super low though. They have no healers, so.
One enemy remaining.
Nice, Yogi.
30 seconds left.
Spike planted.
How the fuck do you get to A? Okay, let me go.
Where are you?
Come here, I got you.
What a pocket sage. We love that.
Okay, this is.
By the, by the way, I'm joking. I'm like purely joking.
Alright, pocket sage.
Love you, Sage.
Yes.
Punch!
We love sage.
Go! That's my.
As
That's yours?
should. Psych, you're a battle sage. Go crazy.
That was good, but
shit. I wanna be a pocket sage.
Well, unfortunately, your KD is saying otherwise. You almost had an ace.
Stop fragging.
Oh, watch this, bro. That's just luck.
I'll find you. Wall raised.
Motherfucker! They all
Spike
there.
planted.
Oh shit.
Bring them down.
Oh, they're all coming. Oh shit, that's what she said.
Oh shit.
Oh, Phoenix at 100.
Where are you?
He's sitting to the corner.
Hush.
Last player standing.
You got this.
I hit
Damn,
110
nice
on
try.
chamber. I'm gonna go log out.
Nice try,
My
man.
bad.
It's okay, it was nice try, nice try.
I don't know if someone saw me earlier panic with Neon, but
Oh, we won!
Oh, we
shit,
won.
No shit.
Everybody.
I'm so confused. I play Faz home. I'm doing good. I'm chilling, honestly.
I mean, win-win. They got the kills. We got the clutch, so.
I really don't wanna. I really don't wanna land.
Yo, how'd you get up here?
I don't know. Do
Parkour.
I want this?
My ping won't allow me to parkour.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I don't know why the fuck I did that.
Hey, there's someone up there.
Oh, he's in the corner with a shotgun.
Oh, there's people on
34 in
spawn.
chamber.
Spike down B.
Damn. They're mad. Why
They
they
got
jump
us.
us
Oh
like that?
god. That was rough.
Last round.
I don't
before
think
the
we
switch.
should push that way though.
There.
This one's cute. No, I want this to go over it.
Yeah, I say we just stay in spawn, honestly. Like,
Fuck it. Let's trick them, yeah. Hey, somebody, I can't plant spike, by the way. My ping will legitimately not allow me to.
Come inside, come inside. Chamber's on the back.
We'll catch them.
I got you, wait. Oh, fuck, wait.
One enemy remaining.
Oh shit, okay, what the fuck?
I have the spike.
There we go.
Go.
I like literally don't have to do anything.
Switching sides.
There can only be one Phoenix. I'm coming for you.
Phoenix, are you single?
Yes.
Wait, Yogi needs a better mic. Yo, I can't hear
Shit.
them.
Shit.
What happened? Sorry, I was paying attention to my dog.
Oh my god. Yes.
Yeah. What?
What?
I could stay mid, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait.
Oh.
You single?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I think a lot of WoW players end up being single, unfortunately. I'm one of them. And my friends are too.
I have no idea what the fuck they're
Yeah,
saying.
Me too, man. Me too.
Yeah,
All
me
victims of that
too.
shit.
KO has Omen. I have a feeling.
One enemy remaining.
So much for
God
their
damn.
elite agents.
Nice job, guys.
Match point.
Let's go.
That was my first kill. Wow. I'm over here thinking I had a couple kills. Nah. I'm like purely top.
Woo, nice. Thanks. My heart's beating really
It's okay,
fast.
you have the most assists.
You're gonna get an ace. You're gonna get an ace this round.
I'll find
What did I even buy? What did I even buy? Oh shit. Did I even buy shield? I didn't. I'm fucking dumb. I'm so funny.
60 on Neon. To your left corner.
Oh my god. Yo, I ain't hit Neon at all, man.
Last player standing.
You got
One
this
enemy
one.
remaining.
Oh shit.
Spike down B.
Nice. Good job.
See ya, guys.
Have a good game, y'all.
Oh, she better. I can't believe I got a headshot. I didn't have shield. If I had shield, I probably would have got 2 for that part. Oh, whales. It's not bad. I wasn't paying attention. I was reading chat. I'm so sorry. Look at this. Look how cute this is. It's so shiny. I need water. Ooh, that was scary. I feel like team deathmatch by myself is way less stressful for some reason. Or even deathmatch. Like I don't want people to be mad at me if I do something bad. $40 for a knife, for real.
Match found.
Me too. Yeah, that's why I like playing with friends. And I also like not having to talk in chat because it makes me nervous. I don't know why. I think I used to get bullied a lot playing video games younger, so yeah. I wish I was at TwitchCon though. I feel like TwitchCon would be so fun right now. I really want to go. I want to go to TwitchCon right now. I want to meet some of my friends that went. I hope to go next year because I was not trying to go at all. Just be the bully. Sin. I could never. I don't think I could ever do that. I feel like I feel like that would be such a hard thing for me to do. Let me check what's running in the background. I don't think anything's running in the background, but okay, everything looks good. Looks good. Yeah. I'm trying to get all my settings correct for streaming, like making prioritizing some stuff. Properties, let's see. I want to try to prioritize Valorant so that I can basically never lag. Be sick. I tend to do good with the Phantom too. Let's try. I want to try to be the bully for once. I don't think we'll go next year. Yeah, hopefully it's in a different place. Because I don't think I want to go to Vegas. I don't want to go to Vegas.
Nice, nice.
I was reloading. I shouldn't have reloaded, honestly.
Bring them down.
I wish I had a sheriff right now. Be pretty sick.
Catch them.
No, I hit him for 60 though. None of them headshots, surprisingly. Kinda sucks.
Get back.
Only have 2 bullets. Woo! I fucking cannot. It's so funny.
Where are you? Mark 1. Mark 2. Stealing sight. There.
Oh yes, please. Oh, I whiffed. I outlined her head. Fuck my life. Just get like me with 1 ping. Oh my god. Imagine being the fucking server. Oh, I should have threw that further. I'm funny. I'm funny like that sometimes, you know? Oh god, I'm scared. He's got a bigger gun.
Reloading. Where are you? Marked 1.
How did I headshot that? What? That's actually insane. How did I get that headshot off? What the fuck? Oh my god, he scoped me! It was so scary! She quirky like that?
Them down.
10 seconds until stage change.
Oh god, I'm gonna die. Sage, heal me, please.
Stage 3.
I really like playing with Sheriff though, so it's hard for me. I wish I could get heals here, boys.
I'll find you.
It would be pretty sick. Nice. I got it. I got a heal. Oh, he had a better weapon. Skelly. Who's on a rampage?
Bring them down.
Oh, shoot.
With fear.
Oh yeah, watch me. I want heals. Please heal me. Oh god. My aim's kind of off today.
Bring them down.
New stage in 10.
Where are you? Stealing sight.
Oh my god, someone got knifed. It's actually kind of funny.
We'll catch them.
They're kind of backing us up into a corner though. Oh no, she's pissed. Oh no, that means trouble. No! Why did I not aim higher?
Bring them down.
Oh, my little puppy doggy. I like going there and she keeps walling it. So like their only choice is to like go up there.
I'll find you. Marked 1. Mark 2.
Oh! She He sniped me. A switch to Vandal. My accuracy is so trash right now though, but
Bring them down. Sleep.
no way! I shot him 80 though.
I'll find you. Bring them down.
Oh shoot, I didn't mean to throw it like that. I double clicked.
Parasite. We'll catch them. My ult is ready.
It's nightfall.
Nightmare, take them.
It's nighttime. Oh my god, there was 3. Fuck.
Who's next?
I'm gonna aim higher, fuck. I aimed higher and I missed still. Feels bad.
Where are you? Marked one. Stealing scent. My ult's ready. Watch this.
Oh, she got her ult and then died. That was unfortunate. No, wait, where were they? Oh, they were like here.
We'll catch them.
He tried to snip me. Ah! I don't know why I thought it was gonna be okay.
Bring them down.
Oh, she blocked it off again.
I'll find you.
She just mowed us down like nothing. You're just cold, it's okay. Ah! Ah, my face. Oh, I'm bad. I'm just so bad. Also, my phone turned on and I kind of got scared. I had like a notification for something and I kind of jump scared. Oh my god. Please. Please stop. No. The puppies are being scary. Oh my god, I'm so close to finishing the battle pass, but I never buy battle passes. But I think I should because this has all the gun skins, or like skins for guns that I don't have. Here, watch. My collection. Shorty, Frenzy. I don't think there's a Frenzy skin. Ghost. I think there's a Bucky, Stinger. So I'd have like maybe only 2 that are missing skins. So I was thinking of getting the battle pass, but maybe not. I don't know. Is it lunchtime? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, this is gonna be my last game, and then I'll probably kill the stream. And then I'll probably kill the stream, and then I'll be back on for some Overwatch later. How'd they know I was there? What else are you gonna do today, Sin? my god, this jet just deathmatch all day, huh?
How's everyone feeling? Good? Because you look great.
Fight.
I'm not used to like the voice lines, so it cracks me up a little bit. I heard them from everywhere, so I couldn't pinpoint. This is such a bad place to be. No! Alright, I gotta play a little more. That doesn't count, they weren't doing anything. I shouldn't chase, honestly. Where is everyone at? The fuck? No. Damn. How much did I even hit her for? Sorry. Every kill counts. No, I redirected too much too. I hear so many shots going out. I'm scared. This is such a bad corner. No! Why? Bop, bop. It's so weird now that I can actually hear things. So before I could never hear anything. Now I can, so it's like a whole different world to me. I shot him too though, I really did, promise. This is a scary place. Why me, KJ? Oh. Oh, I need health. I need health again. I don't like being in this corner. I feel stuck. Oh fuck! Oh, oh my god, you scared the shit out of me. Oh shit. What's up, Jones? How's it going? Oh my god, that was a jump scare. I'm so sorry if my mic was hella loud. Oops, sorry. My bad. Oh, shit. My reaction time was a little low there. I'm scared. Let's just stay in here. What if I just stay in this corner? That's boring, huh? I need to do stuff. Oh my god, they were so fast. I swung like crazy. I was very afraid. No! Oh no, I was spraying because I was too scared. Oh! That was good. That's good. That was a good swing. Holy shit, she swung really, really fast.
10 kills remaining.
Were you trying to knife someone? Like no one was gonna see that. What a silly guy. Oh fuck. Someone's right there. Oh my god, he's so good! He kills me every single time. Wow, literally, guys, come on, dude. Like, as if, like, anything was gonna happen from that for me. That was very, very unfortunate. Oh, I finally got him. But he was jumping around, so... Oh, GG's. You gonna finish God of War? They're cheating. You're funny. Yeah, so we're gonna have a break. I know, that was a baby stream. I honestly just like recording my gameplay. And I was honestly just like a little bored, just like a tiny bit, you know? Okay, look, see? I think there's a shorty, Ghost, Stinger, Bucky, Marshall, and Odin in the battle pass. Okay, so shorty. I don't need a phantom skin. Marshall skin. Also, I really, really like this. This is so cute. I don't have a bulldog skin. I don't have an Odin skin. I might wait till the next battle pass though, so I have a guardian skin. Well, I have a specter, a Bucky skin, and then what's the other one? Stinger. So I was like, oh, if I just get this one, it covers a lot of them for me. And it's not like too pricey, you know? You gotta finish your battle pass. There's 9 more days. What tier are you on? You're pretty far up, right? I really like this. This is so pretty to me. I like this a lot. The ghost, I'm like not too fond of. Let's see. Let's look at... Because I do use the ghost sometimes too. This one's pretty sick. I like this one too. Oh, this is so pretty. Holy shit, I want this. I want this so bad. Yeah, maybe I should wait because there's some skins that I'm like, if I see it, I'm probably just gonna buy it. I'm not particularly crazy about the skins on this battle pass right now. This is really pretty too. I like this too. I like the color. Tier 7. I was in the middle of the last boss fight last night when I hopped on Faz with my friend, and you don't know if you saved. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is pretty. I like this one the most. I like this one the most. This is really, really pretty. I like it. I like it. A lot. This is weird. What the hell? Very creative. Ba-ba-ba-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, I think it's gonna be between that one and where's the other one? This one. I really like this one. What's another gun that I want to use? I want to get better at sniping. I can't. I'm so bad at it. Skins equals wins, right? No, I just realized that it does make the game fun. Like it's part of the game, you know? It's kind of fun. It's really fun. I want to get this one to this last one right here for the Guardian, but I don't have I don't have enough. You don't have enough. Oh, it's okay. Yes, but I am hungry. Not gonna lie, I don't care. I'll blast to music. You gotta fight Thor and Odin again. Wait, how do you not know whether or not you saved? Oh, this is so pretty. I like that. I like it. I feel like there's some skins that aren't even on here anymore for some reason. I don't know. Wait, this is so cute. Oh, this is cute. I like it. I like this too, actually. And it matches a little buddy. Oh, that's so pretty. I like this one too, though. I do want to get a different Vandal skin. Let's see, let's look at him. This one's really pretty. Don't have to redo the fight, still fighting Odin. Ooh, at least you don't have to redo the whole thing. I am very happy for you. Yes, yes. I could buy the Prime Vandal. Let's see. No preview. I think it's still in my night market. I'm gonna wait for... What was the one I was looking at? Like this one to get in a night market for me. I mean, I know it's gonna be like whatever chances or odds, but we shall be very patient. Super, super patient. This is really pretty too. Oh my god. This is really, really pretty. It's so colorful. I get it, monstrosity. I get it. This looks sick. Oh, they have the Luna Vandal too. It looks better in the Ghost, I think, for some reason. Probably just like the spaces in it. This is pretty too. This is pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go eat. Should we raid out? I think we're gonna raid out. Let's see. Let's see who's still streaming. Oh, Benji's streaming right now. Benji's streaming. Goshi, Meow. I think Meow might be AFK though. Oh, Meow's back. Okay. Alright, we'll raid out to Meow. Give me just a second. I'll see you guys back at 3. So, yeah.